There are many lessons that can be garnered from the story of the Meraglim, the very tragic story of the Meraglim, the spies who were sent to spy out the land of Israel. I'd like to focus on what I believe is a lesson of self-worth and self-esteem. And that is, the Meraglim describe themselves being in the presence of great Anakim, great giants. And describe to the Jewish people that the people of the land were so giant, were so big, that they themselves felt as if they were grasshoppers in comparison to these individuals. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. There are many times that we feel we're in the presence of great people, whether the people are bigger than us physically, sort of like when we're children and we look at someone who is an adult and look at them as if they are giants, or even if a person is far superior to us on an intellectual level and we feel that we're standing in the presence of greatness, we may feel like a grasshopper, we may feel small. And there's nothing wrong with that, with understanding our value and seeing the greatness of someone else. The error of the Meraglim is the end of that pasuk. Not that they said, "Vanhi be'eneinu kacha gavim," that we appeared or that we felt that we were grasshoppers in their presence. But at the end of the pasuk they said, "V'chein hayinu be'eneihem," and so too we appeared in their eyes. In other words, the Meraglim described how the Anakim, how these mighty giants, felt about them. But there was no communication between the Meraglim, between the spies, and these mighty giants. It was only the Meraglim's understanding in their own minds. They conjured up this myth in their minds that they looked like grasshoppers in the eyes of these Anakim when that may have not been the case. So what do we learn from that? Rav Menachem Mendel of Kotsk explains that it's so important for us to focus on ourselves and not to focus on what we may think someone else is thinking about us. Obviously, if someone communicates something to us to help us, then certainly we know what they think and we may respond based on what we hear of what they think, whether it's something positive or something negative. But if someone is not communicating with us, and we are just going to impact ourselves and really hamper our abilities to succeed because we're so concerned about what other people think about us, then we really are lacking a sense of self-esteem and self-worth of who we are and the confidence in what we do. And that stops and negates our ability to really not only function, but to succeed as people, as individuals. That's a tremendous lesson that we learn from the Meraglim, and perhaps if they were more careful, perhaps their story wouldn't have ended so tragically. May we be zoche, may we merit to have a sense of self-esteem, self-awareness, to understand who we are and the greatness and the strength that we have, and not to be worried about in our minds what other people may be thinking about us. Instead, focus our energy on trying to be the best people that we could possibly be. Thank you for listening, and have a good Shabbos.